TPS for Afghanistan terminated, a comprehensive overview. The Department of Homeland Security has announced the termination of Temporary Protected Status, or TPS, for Afghanistan. This decision, made by Secretary Kristi Noem, marks a significant shift in U.S. policy towards Afghan nationals residing in the United States under this designation. The termination raises critical questions about the future of these individuals and the rationale behind the policy change. Temporary protected status is granted to eligible foreign-born individuals who are unable to return home safely due to conditions such as ongoing armed conflict, environmental disasters, or other extraordinary and temporary conditions. The Secretary of Homeland Security is mandated to review these designations at least 60 days before their expiration. This review involves consultation with various U.S. government agencies to assess whether the conditions supporting the designation continue to exist. Secretary Noem's decision to terminate TPS for Afghanistan was based on a comprehensive review of country conditions. This review, conducted by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services in consultation with the Department of State, indicated improvements in Afghanistan's security and economic situation. The Secretary concluded that returning Afghan nationals would not pose a threat to their personal safety due to ongoing armed conflict or extraordinary and temporary conditions. The TPS designation for Afghanistan will expire on May 20, 2025. The termination of TPS will take effect on July 12, 2025. This provides a period for affected individuals to prepare for the change in their immigration status. The termination of TPS will have a profound impact on Afghan nationals currently residing in the United States under this protection. These individuals will no longer be authorized to live and work in the U.S. based on their TPS status after the effective date. They will be subject to standard immigration laws and may face deportation if they do not have another legal basis to remain in the country. In addition to assessing country conditions, the Secretary also considered the national interest of the United States. Secretary Noem determined that permitting Afghan nationals to remain temporarily in the United States is contrary to the national interest. The specific reasons for this determination have not been fully disclosed, but likely involve a complex interplay of factors. The decision to terminate TPS for Afghanistan has elicited a range of reactions from various stakeholders. Immigrant advocacy groups have expressed deep concern for the safety and well-being of affected Afghan nationals. Some argue that the security and economic situation in Afghanistan remains precarious and that returning individuals could face significant risks. The termination of TPS for Afghanistan raises several legal and policy implications. Legal challenges to the decision are possible, arguing that the Secretary's assessment of country conditions was flawed or that the decision violates international law. The termination also sets a precedent for future TPS decisions and could influence U.S. foreign policy towards Afghanistan. Afghan nationals affected by the termination of TPS will need to explore alternative pathways to remain in the United States legally. These options may include applying for asylum, seeking other forms of humanitarian relief, or pursuing family-based or employment-based immigration visas. The availability and feasibility of these options will vary depending on individual circumstances. The termination of temporary protected status for Afghanistan represents a significant policy shift with far-reaching consequences. The decision underscores the complexities of immigration policy and the challenges of balancing humanitarian concerns with national interests. The coming months will be critical as affected individuals navigate their options and as policymakers grapple with the broader implications of this decision. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video for updates on the plight of the Afghan refugees.